The Cat Empire. The Cat Empire are an Australian rock band formed in 1999. Their core members are Felix Riebl percussion and vocals, James Angus trumpet and vocals, Will Brown drums, Jamshid Khadiwhala decks, percussion, Ollie McGill keyboard and backing vocals. Founding member Ryan Monro bass and backing vocals retired from the band in March 2021. They are often supplemented by the Empire Horns, a brass duo composed of Ross Irwin trumpet and Kieran Conrau trombone, among others. Their sound is a fusion of jazz, ska, funk and rock with heavy Latin influences. Beginnings 1999-2003. 2003. The Cat Empire's origins are traced back to Jazz Cat, a Melbourne-based band led by Steve Sittergreen in 1999. Jazz Cat was a 9-piece group from different schools and backgrounds which debuted at the Manly Jazz Festival in Sydney. They gigged around Melbourne's jazz club scene, including at Dizzy's. Sittergreen was a part owner. Late that year, Jazz Cat spawned the Cat Empire, originally as a 3-piece, with Ollie McGill on keyboards, Felix Riebl on percussion and vocals, and Ryan Monro on double bass. The band's name was taken from the title of a drawing by Riebl's younger brother, Max, and its distinctive cat's eye icon known as Pablo was created by Ian McGill, Ollie McGill's father. For a few months, both groups performed alternate Thursdays at Dizzy's. The Cat Empire's sound is a fusion of jazz, ska, funk, indie and rock with heavy Latin influences. They started playing a variety of gigs at other clubs including Bennett's Lane. The band expanded in July 2001 by adding James Angus on trumpet, Will Brown ex-Jazz Cat on drums and Jamshid Khadiwhala as a DJ on turntables, later on percussion. In late 2001, the band appeared in the speech tent at the Melbourne Festival. By year's end, they had released an independent single Feline that October, and a live 6-track extended play, Live at Adelphia, was released in December. In early 2002, the group played gigs at the Adelaide Festival of Arts, and in March they headlined the Melbourne International Comedy Festival and St Kilda Film Festival. The ensemble commenced its first overseas tour on the west coast of the United States, playing at the Matrix in San Francisco and at the Napa Valley Wine Auction in June. The band received a Music for the Future grant to fund the recording of a live album, The Sun, at Melbourne's Adelphia studio. At the Edinburgh Festival, they played 16 successive shows in the late and live slot between 3 am and 5 am. They performed at the 2002 Melbourne Festival and a series of local gigs. Kate Severano appeared as a guest vocalist at their final show for the year. Debut album 2003-2005. The Cat Empire recorded its debut studio album, The Cat Empire, in 7 months during 2003 with producer Andy Baldwin in Melbourne. Between recording sessions they toured Australia, including appearing at the St Kilda Festival with Severano, and at the East Coast Blues and Roots Music Festival in April. The ensemble was nominated in 2 categories at the Australian Jazz Bell Awards. They successfully applied for an International Pathways grant from the Australian Arts Council. The band was featured on BBC4 performing at the 2003 WAMED Festival. The lead single, Hello, was placed on high rotation on BBC Radio 1 in August. The group's growing live and critical reputation enabled them. They signed with EMI and Virgin Records, and in the UK with an independent label. 2 Shoes 2005-2006. The Cat Empire released their second album, 2 Shoes, on 19 April 2005. It was recorded in Havana, Cuba, at Egram Studios, late in 2004, with production by the Cat Empire, Riebl and Jerry Boyes. It debuted at number 1, and until 2016 was their only album to reach the number 1 position. The tracks were more Latin in flavor, with a higher proportion written by Angus than on the first album, and it contained some songs previously released on their debut. AllMusic's Jeff Tamarkin wrote Skipping Merrily, from alt-rock crunched to hip-hop beats, landing on reggae/ska, Latin jazz and points in between. Two Shoes is clever and brainy, danceable, and absorbing. The Australian version contains a hidden track called 1001, which is coupled with the track The Night That Never End. The lead single, Sly, was issued ahead of the album on 28 March and reached the top 30. The song appeared on EA Sports FIFA 8 soundtrack. The Cars song, written by Angus, was released as the second single in July and peaked in the top 50. In July, the band played 2 sets at the Cambridge Folk Festival, Cambridge, United Kingdom. Later in the month, they performed a set on Sunday evening of Chic Music Prestany, Wales Festival for World Music. In October, Two Shoes Deluxe Edition DVD was released, which contained live footage of Lullaby and the Car song, a documentary on the making of the album in Cuba, the original video clips created for the album, and behind-the-scenes footage. The ensemble also featured on a Triple J CD entitled Like a Version, featuring cover versions of songs performed by artists on Mel Bampton's show, Mel in the Morning. Their track was a version of Hotel California, originally by the Eagles, sung in French by Angus. By the end of 2005, the Cat Empire achieved double platinum certificate, and Two Shoes achieved platinum status. Cities to So Many Nights 2006-2010. In March 2006, the Cat Empire participated in the opening ceremony of the Melbourne Commonwealth Games, playing their own compositions for approximately an hour as the Games athletes entered the stadium, introducing the group to an estimated worldwide audience of 1 billion. The band signed an American record deal with Velar Recordings, which released a modified version of the second Australian album. On 1 April 2006, the group issued their third studio album. A limited edition of 10,000 individually numbered copies were made available. At the Area Music Awards of 2006, they won the Best World Music Album category and received a nomination for Engineer of the Year for Adam Rhodes' work. The band toured extensively over the year, visiting Asia, America, and Europe and playing over 45 gigs in 12 countries. The ensemble started 2007 with a busy touring schedule and US TV appearances, including The Late Show with David Letterman in February, followed by The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson in March. Angus' side project, Jackson, released their first album, The Fire Is on the Bird, that month. In May, the Cat Empire performed on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. In June, on the group's European tour, they appeared on the Avalon stage at the Glastonbury Festival, where the mud was so deep that Riebl and Khadiwhala performed the Gumboot Shuffle. The Cat Empire released their fourth album, So Many Nights, in Australia on 22 September 2007. It was produced by John Porter and reached number 2. The lead single, No Longer There, was issued 2 weeks earlier and peaked at number 12. So Many Nights was listed at number 50 on the Triple J Hottest 100 for 2007, while No Longer There finished at number 62. In February 2008, the band concluded their outdoor Australian tour with performances in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Newcastle, Canberra, Geelong, Townsville, and Launceston. The group later played at a Melbourne Grand Prix event, sharing the stage with Kiss. In March, the band headlined on the Sunday night at the East Coast Blues and Roots Music Festival in Byron Bay. In January 2009, the ensemble opened the Sydney Festival 2009 at the Domain. In early February, they performed at Hisense Arena as part of the Australian Open for a day on the Baseline. Also in February, the group issued Live on Earth, a live album featuring 22 songs recorded around the world, and a DVD live at the bowl of their Sydney Meyer Music Bowl performance, with others shows and on-the-road videos. They issued a box set, which was limited to 2,000 copies. It contained the Live on Earth CD and DVD, as well as a tour diary written by Monro and band memorabilia. On 28 February, the band played 2 free shows at Bondi Beach and Circular Quay, welcoming donations, in an effort to raise funds to be put towards the Victorian bushfire appeal. In March, the group played at the annual Bass in the Grass Festival in Darwin to a crowd of 5,000. They returned to the Woma delayed festival for a second time. After touring Australia, the ensemble completed a tour of the UK with Balkan support act Paprika Balkanicus. The tour started in July at Otwo Academy, Oxford. The band then performed a range of shows in Melbourne, Brisbane, and the Northern Territory before heading off to Canada for a short tour. Cinema 2010-2012. The Cat Empire's fifth studio album, Cinema, was issued on 25 June 2010 in Australia, followed by releases in Canada, the US, and then Europe. It was produced by Steve Schramm and reached number 3. The track Beyond All was featured on Triple J's New Music with Richard Kingsmill in April. However, the lead single, Feelings Gone, was released in May. A promotional copy of Cinema had been leaked to eBay about 3 weeks before its due date and sold for $200. EMI provided a statement regarding the leak. In October 2011, the ensemble played their 800th show at the Otwo Academy, Bournemouth, in front of a sellout crowd. In April 2011, they performed at the West Coast Blues and Roots Festival in Fremantle. Steal the Light 2012-2015. In December 2012, the Cat Empire returned to Melbourne to commence the recording of a new album after touring extensively throughout 2012. The album, produced by Jan Skubasiewski, was scheduled for a May 2013 release, but the band embarked on a March 2013 warm-up tour on which they played intimate shows in Melbourne and Sydney, as well as bigger stages at the Fremantle Arts Centre in Western Australia and Woma Delayed in South Australia. Brighter Than Gold, the first single from their sixth album, Steal the Light, was released on 22 February 2013 on the Two Shoes music label. A music video for the song was directed by Nicholas Verso for Asphodel Films. Brighter Than Gold received high rotation on Australian and European radio. Steal the Light was released on 17 May 2013 and a worldwide Steal the Light tour was announced shortly afterwards. The band performed 9 U.S. shows in July 2013, supported by Blackalicious, and, for some of the American dates, were joined by fellow Australians Tin Pan Orange. They played 9 UK dates throughout October, then embarked on a European tour. Support was provided by fellow Australians Flap, and the tour eventually consisted of a total of 70 shows on 4 continents. The most notable of these performances was in Sydney, September 2013, where they performed in the Enmore Theatre. The show attracted more than 1,500 people from Sydney, including Riebl's old schoolmate who designed the band's posters, Arthur Brahal. In February 2014, the Romanian BS Fest Summer Camp announced that the Cat Empire was the first band to confirm their position on the event's musical lineup. The festival was scheduled for 31 July and 1-2 August 2014 on the Magasoia Palace Estate, approximately 10 minutes from Bucharest. On 16 January 2015, the Cat Empire performed at Triple J's 40th anniversary Beat the Drum celebration concert at the Domain in Sydney, along with other Australian musicians, including Hilltop Hoods, The Presets, UMI Daniel Johns, Vance Joy, The Preachers, Ballpark Music, Sarah Blasco, and Gotti. During their set, the Cat Empire collaborated with special guests Remy and Owl Eyes. With the latter, they performed a cover of Kylie Minogue's Confide in Me. They were in Romania again the following year at the Electric Castle Festival in Transylvania on 28 July 2015. Rising with the Sun 2015-2018. Stolen Diamonds 2018-2020. In early 2018, the Cat Empire recorded their third fully independent album, Stolen Diamonds, at Red Moon Studio Gisborne, Victoria, also their third to be produced by Jan Skubasiewski. The album was drip-fed to the band's global audience via their release strategy of releasing one new track on the first day of each month, where each song was also complemented with the release of a 360 VR video clip. The videos were filmed at the Mission to Seafarers Dome in Melbourne, Victoria, and regularly featured on YouTube's dedicated VR channel Highlights. July, Ready Now August, Stolen Diamonds September, La Siren Feet. Eloise Mignon October, Keela November, Sola Feet. De Pedro December, Barricades January, Oscar Wilde February, Echo's Stolen Diamonds. The album was released globally on 15 February 2019. The album debuted at #1 AR charts in Australia and #4 on the area charts, their sixth release to debut in the top 10 of this chart. 2018 saw the Cat Empire awarded Best Live Band by public vote at the 2018 Australian National Live Music Awards, and co-lead singer James Angus awarded Best Live Voice by public vote at the 2018 Australian National Live Music Awards. Melbourne magazine Beat rated the album 7 out of 10, stating, They went on to say that the album sees the Cat Empire take one step closer towards legend status. Double J presented Stolen Diamonds as its feature album, and was also very positive in its review, saying, "The worst thing about Stolen Diamonds is that you're gonna need to clear some space around you if you're planning on listening to it. Because this is very much a record with a history of putting fans in the spotlight." Lead singers Felix Riebl and Ryan Angus hand-delivered copies of the album to fans on release day, and also gave them opportunities to put their own spin on the music with a karaoke competition for the track Oscar Wilde, and a busking competition that included an entry from longtime friends of the band. Stolen Diamonds was supported by an extensive global tour with shows booked across Australia, Europe and America throughout both the single release and album release years 2018/2019. The band were the first band to sell out 2 consecutive shows at London's prestigious Roundhouse UK, and hold the record for the band to have sold out the most shows at Bristol's Oppo Academy UK with 10 shows. Major festivals the band were booked for in 2019 included opening night of the Commonwealth Games Australia, Woodford Folk Festival Australia, St Kilda Festival Australia, Dr. Music Spain, Larmer Tree Festival UK, Bristol Sounds UK, Bands in the Sands UK, Blue Bowl Switzerland, Boss Pop Netherlands, among others. The band released a live single, Oscar Wilde Feat. Grace Barb live at the Odeon on 20 December 2019. Current projects 2020-present. In March 2020, the band embarked on a UK and Spain tour, of which the band played 4 shows before it was abruptly cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. After returning to Australia, the band began to work on new material. During this time, they launched a social media initiative. It was announced in March 2021 that founding member and bass player Ryan Monro was retiring from the band. He played his last show at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl on 6 March 2021. In April 2021, the band announced via their Facebook page that they had entered the recording studio to work on a new album, with Yuri Pavlinov of the Bamboos filling in on bass. On 9 July 2021, the band released 2 new singles, Going to Live and Great Beauty. According to Felix, Going to Live was written as a response to being forced to cancel their tour of Spain in 2020 due to COVID-19, and was inspired by people in Spain singing on the rooftops during lockdown. Activism. In response to the proposed dumping of around 3 million cubic meters of dredged seabed onto the Great Barrier Reef, a legal fighting team was formed by Worldwide Fund for Nature WWF Australia and the Australian Marine Conservation Society ACS in late 2013/early 2014. The legal team received further support in April 2014 following the release of the Sounds for the Reef musical fundraising project. Produced by Straight Up, the digital album features the Cat Empire, in addition to artists such as John Butler, The Hurt, Sieta, Missy Higgins, Fat Freddy's Drop, The Bamboos featuring Kylie Aldist and Resin Dogs. Released on 7 April, the album's 21 songs, including the Cat Empire's song Steal the Light, were sold on the Bandcamp website. The band have been official ambassadors for Melbourne organisation Asylum Seeker Resource Centre since 2011, actively participating in events and running fundraising initiatives to support the work of the centre, including their 2016 telethon, band member-run donation drives, and raffling off rare memorabilia. Band members. Core members: Ollie McGill, piano, keyboard, recorder, tubular bells, backing vocals, melodica 1999 present. Ryan Monro, double bass, bass guitar, backing vocals 1999-2021. Felix Riebl, lead vocals, percussion 1999 present. James Angus, trumpet and lead vocals, recorder, resonator and guitar 2001 present. Will Brown, drums 2001 present. Jamshid DJ jumps, Khadiwhala turntables, tambourine, clave, also dances 2001 present. The Empire horns and auxiliary group of brass musicians. Kieran Conrau, trombone, bass trombone, cornet, backing vocals. Ross Irwin, trumpet, flugelhorn, backing vocals. Greg Spence, trumpet, backing vocals when Irwin is unavailable. Jordan Murray, trombone, backing vocals when Conrau is unavailable. Phil Noy, tenor saxophone when Conrau is unavailable. Carlo Barbaro, tenor saxophone until the So Many Nights period, touring musicians to fill in for the band if a core member is unavailable. Ben Hendry, drums, 3 drums. Danny Farrugia, drums. Yuri Pavlinov, bass. Dave Symes, bass. Empirical strings, Christy Conrau, cello. Alyssa Conrau, violin. Touring string musicians during 2008. Johnny Ng, violin. Adam Cadle, violin. Neil Thompson, viola. Dale Rickert, cello. Fran Hasey, triangle. Paul Cashmere, tubular bells. The Empire Dancers by Khadiwhala. Anthony B-Boy La Maroc. Carlos B-Boy Pepito. DJ Rude Bowie. Benny B.J. Riley. Riley. John Hurl. Leonard Tree, Enigma Boogie. Andre Wajaja, Jazzy Dree. Arthur Brummel, poster designer. Timeline. Discography: The Cat Empire 2003, 2 Shoes 2005, Zind 5, Cities, The Cat Empire Project 2006, 6, So Many Nights 2007, Cinema 2010, Anti-10, Steal the Light 2013, Rising with the Sun 2016, Stolen Diamonds 2019. Awards and nominations. National Live Music Awards. The National Live Music Awards (NLMAs) are a broad recognition of Australia's diverse live industry, celebrating the success of the Australian live scene. The awards commenced in 2016.